for Coach Travis Steele. Spent a lot of time with him. He's one of the great coaches I've had the privilege of working with. Anytime you play someone that you have that much respect for, it's kind of tough. But keeping the narrative on Georgia State and what we had to accomplish, it was another step in the right direction. When our guys are committed to playing as hard for as long as they did today, I think we can be a really, really tough team for people to play. We had a lull there. We had a lull in about 5 or 6 minutes. But again, a testament to our maturity and our growth, we were able to weather that and be able to reassert ourselves. They were a tough scout, but they run a whole lot of stuff. And we tried to narrow it down. But our guys, I'm telling you, they were committed to the game plan. They were committed to playing hard, committed to playing together, tough, aggressive, and connected. And I'm so thankful that we was able to get out of here with a win. Great.
Over the last couple of games, it seems like you've really changed to where you're sending guys to the post to double, and you're forcing them to make some cross-court passes. Do you feel like that's helping with your defensive energy?
Absolutely. And we have a lot of athletes, and we're trying to figure out an adjustment we've made to try to use some of that athleticism. We got two big behemoths right here that are really giving everything they have on the block. And okay, I was them. I was, undersized myself, so I kind of understand exactly what these fellas are going through. And your body gets banged up. It gets banged up to play as hard as these gentlemen play, to play as physical as these gentlemen play. That is really, really tough. There's not many people that can kind of understand a front court player's trials, but I do. And so I want to, while keeping these guys playing at a high level physically, we wanted to try to change some things up and get more guys flying around, helping, communicating, and want to stay aggressive, and that's what we've been able to do. And fortunate for us, and one thing I also want to say, even when we don't get the result that we want, all right, the way that I think our guys have attached these last 4 games, that will give you a chance to win a great deal of ball games. And we have got to keep showing up, be consistent in our effort, and I will be able to live with the result if our effort and our intensity and our physicality is where it's at the last 4 games largely.
Miami came into this game shooting 37%, I think, on threes, and got them to 6 of 31. Good formula for success there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We guard the 3-pointers really, really well. We have a lot of guys that can cover a lot of grounds on help and recover situations. And then the one thing that's also a testament to our scramble, we communicate well out of our scramble. We're starting to see next passes. We're starting to see passes ahead. And that has helped also. But I'm very pleased. They were a hell of a shooting team. And for us to do that, any team Travis Steele coaches is going to be able to shoot the freak of basketball, and I'm pleased with our guys' effort with that.
With the help of the guy 2 seats to your right, and also I think Julian Mackey, it seemed like your second unit kind of won the second unit battle further in the first half as you kind of took control of that game.
Yeah, and these guys have heard me say this from I think June 5th or June 6th when we first all got together for the first time. We do have strength in numbers. We're trying to get everybody playing, well at the same time. But we have some guys, a multitude of guys that I feel comfortable both offensively and defensively. Julian has made a great deal of strides on the defensive end. I think he's an offensively gifted ball player, but he's made great, massive strides on the defensive end, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
Leslie, how do you get mentally prepared for a game where you're going to have to be committed to play hard like you had to do?
Honestly, every game is the same preparation. There's nothing different from trying to play harder. It's just I'm wired one way, and it's just to play hard and as hard as I can every game. So
you get a little bit extra juiced up when the other guys, like they got a 7-2 guy over there you got to play against?
Not necessarily. It's more like who's ever in front of me, I want to take it to them at all times. It doesn't matter if they're 7'1", 7'5", 6'3", 6'8". So it's just that type of mentality.
And you played with Ed since last summer. What kind of improvement have you seen him make?
Man, watching Ed play, it's amazing. I wasn't here last year, But seeing from where he's gone from the summer up until now, it's great because, we all have our trials and tribulations, and he's a really selfless guy, but he's always in the gym working on his game, and then it's starting to translate, and everybody's seeing it more.
And how have you seen your game progress? Because it seems like just in the last month, you almost seem like a different guy.
It's just be the kind of mental space I'm in right now. It's kind of like I just got to keep showing up every time, regardless of what it is. I know if I go in and I give positive energy outside, I'm going to get positive energy back to me. So that's how I'm wired. And my coach believes in me and trusts me, and just keeps telling me to keep showing up. Keep showing up. The table's going to turn, and thank God it's turning.
You feeling more comfortable out there?
I'm just having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Playing hard. It's just fun playing out with a group of guys I'm playing with. We're flying around up in there. It's just adrenaline. So it's just, that's what it is.
Leslie, do you know that three was good when it left your hands?
Yeah.
Am I right? It was your first in college?
Yeah, it was.
How was that?
So good. So good to do it for the whole team.
We got something in common. I didn't make my first three until my senior year. I didn't shoot but three or four my entire career, I think. But he practiced that shot every day. I think he's much more of a multi-dimensional ball player. I think now you can see his shots and plays off the drive. When he get them big feet set, I'm as confident in his shot as anybody. And the one thing I really appreciate about him, he hadn't made a three all year. He hadn't shot a lot, but he stood up to that three-point line, and he shot it as if though he's made 45 of them for the year. And it's that type of confidence, I think, that leads into other areas of your life. And man, he plays a confident brand of basketball. And these two guys are the heart and soul of our team, emotional soul of our team. And when this dude right here, I was about to say something else, but we got company. But when these guys play as hard as they play, you know what? He has a license to do that, and I couldn't be more proud of him.
Guys, what does it mean to have a couple of wins back to back? How does that change your perspective going forward?
Really, like Ed said, we just keep showing up, and tables are turning. And it's starting to show, like our last 3-4 games, like everybody was playing as hard as they could. And there wasn't really any time where anybody became complacent. And we really worked to get that complacency out of our system. So it's starting to translate, and it feels good. But, we can't think like we won a championship. We still got work to do.
Just got to keep showing up, man. Keep showing up one day at a time. Keep stacking days.
I think it's be a little bit better getting ready for a 2-game road trip on a 2-game winning streak instead of a 7-game schneid or whatever it would have been.
Yeah, you would think, but we're going to have the same mentality. We could have been on a 12-game losing streak or 12-game win streak. It is about applying the same type of urgency, attention to detail as we do any other game. And again, like these guys have said, we're going to keep showing up. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're going to play as hard as we can play well. And we'll be able to live with the result. We are a process-oriented team, all right? If we take care of the effort, we take care of the detail, the results eventually will take care of themselves, all right? And so regardless of the result, we're going to keep applying the same pressure and the same intensity and the same effort, regardless of who we play. And where we can play on Pluto, we still going to apply the same pressure.
How was it as a staff, having to change up in the middle of conference season where you're prepping a team you haven't seen before in the middle of the year, going right back to something to play right after?
Yeah, but it's no different than playing somebody for the first time in the league. So, we had a couple of days to prepare. Our staff got together on Thursday. We presented the scout on Friday. That's no different than we playing anybody in our league the very first time. So we took it as that, and we'll do the same thing next week.